Welcome students. Myself Dr. Shilpa Bhosle, Assistant Professor, Dempe College of Arts Science, Miramar, Goa. Program Bachelor of Science, first year, Subject Botany, Semester 1, Course Code BOC 101, Course Title Biodiversity 1, Microbes, Algae, Fungi and Bryophytes. Unit Title Bryophytes. Module name Classification and Morphology of Funaria. Outline. Classify Funaria with reasons. Understand the morphology of Funaria. Learning outcomes of this module explains the classification with reasons. Describe the morphology of Funaria. Coming to introduction, this is the Funaria habit in the picture showing the thallus and the capsule. Funaria is very common and can be seen everywhere during the rainy season. The capsule with the seta and this is the thallus. Classification. Division Bryophyta. Here you can see the alteration of generation present. The gametophyte is dominant over the sporophyte. The gametophyte is the gamete-producing and usually haploid phase producing the zygote from which the sporophyte arises. And the sporophyte is the diploid multicellular individual or generation of plants with alteration of generation. Class Musae. Early gametophyte is thallois. Later becomes erect and the gametophyte bears erect secondary branches. In this picture, you can see the leaf-like structures are present and then this later becomes erect and they becomes erect bearing the secondary branches. Subclass Eubria, the leaves with midrib. In this picture, you can see nicely the leaves like structures are growing with the midrib. Here the Protonema is filamentous. Protonema is a thread-like chain of cells that form at the earlier stages and of development of the gametophyte. In this picture, you can see the thallus growing with a seta and the capsule projecting. Order is Funariales with broad capsule has a lid. Now in this picture, you can see the Funaria which is having the capsule and it is very broad in shape and the capsule has the lid, the opening. Family Funariales, that is Calyptra with long slender beak. Now here Calyptra is a hook-like structure which is present on the plant haploid tissue forming a membranous hood over the capsule in the moss. Now here it becomes a hood over the capsule and they are long and having slender beak. Genus Funaria. This is the plant Funaria where you can see the capsule, the seta which is actually connecting the capsule to the leafy structure. These are the leafy structure, leaf-like structure with the midrib and the rhizoids down which is anchoring the soil. And this is the beak-like structure. So this is in short the plant. Now capsule, seta and the leafy structure is the sporophyte. And the gametophyte is the rhizoid and the leafy structure. Now here if you see the plant, it has the rhizoid leaf-like structure with the midrib, the seta and the capsule. The gametophyte. This genus is found almost everywhere and having 117 species and more than 15 species are identified in India. It grows on moist shady places and on damp soils, moist rocks, damp walls, on tree trunks and where the humid grounds are rich in plant ashes. If you see here, you can see the root-like structures which are helping anchoring, and these are the shoots with the leaf-like structures. Here you cannot see the seta and the capsule. This is the gametophyte, where you can see the leaf-like structure and the rhizoids. The adult plant grow about 1 to 3 centimeter tall, and they are differentiated into rhizoids. Rhizoids help in anchoring here, and the axis and the leafy bodies. Now here the rhizoid will anchor the soil, the main axes are present and the leaf-like structures, that is the leafy bodies, are present. That becomes the gametophyte. Next part is the rhizoids. The root-like structures, they are branch, slender, multicellular, arising from the base of the axis. So here the stem is the base of the axis. They grow in soil, they anchor the plant, and this anchoring of the plant helps in absorption of water. It also helps in absorption of minerals from the soil. Now here when the roots are young, they are colorless, but they grow and turn brownish in color. So initially they are colorless, and then once they start growing, they turn into brownish in color. So in this picture you can see the rhizoids, and here you have the septa. This is the septa, you can see. So this septa is oblique, and what this septa does, it actually makes the compartments. So this is about the rhizoids. Now the main axis is slender, upright, with only one branch at maturity. So if you see in this, the main stem is there, the axis, they are very slender, straight, and only one branch at maturity. The leaves here you can see, they are arranged in a spiral manner. So they are like this in a very spiral manner, and the leaf size increases upward on the stem. Now this is the next picture showing the Funaria leaf structure. Here you can see nicely the midrib and the other tissue. So next is the leaves. Leaves are green, flat, simple, ovate, sessile with distinct midrib. So they are sessile here, they are ovate in shape, and they are having the distinct midrib which is passing to the center. So when the leaves, if you see, at the lower leaves are smaller in size, scattered, and the upper leaves are large in size and crowned. Here you can see the upper leaves are larger and they are crowned and crowded like. This is the internal structure, the anatomy of the leaf. This is the cross section of the leaf, where you can see the chloroplast and the wing-like structure present, and with the midrib region. This is the midrib region. And it has the central strain. Coming next to the stem or the axis, it is circular in outline, greenish. Next part is the epidermis. The outermost layer has thick wall cell containing chloroplast. So this chloroplast help in photosynthesis. Just followed by the epidermis is the cortex layer. Now the cortex layer is multi-layered, parenchymatous. Outer cortex thick-walled and inner cortex thin-walled. Here you can see the internal structure, the anatomy of the stem. So this is the cross-section of the stem, and you have the outer epidermis layer. The outer epidermis layer and the cortex region with the central stem present at the center. Now the central cylinder, the cells are vertically elongated, they are very thin walled, compactly arranged and colorless. They lack the protoplasm. And this central cylinder provides mechanical support to the plant or the erect axis and also help in conduction of water and the solutes. So basically the central cylinder provides the mechanical support. Coming to the TS of the leaf. Here you cannot distinguish or differentiate the upper and the lower epidermis. Here you cannot differentiate. The mesophyll is chlorenchymatous. Chlorenchymatous meaning the plant tissue consisting the parenchyma cells that contain the chloroplast. And this chloroplast which are present in the cell, they help in photosynthesis. So here the mesophyll, they are chlorenchymatous and they are present only in the central zone surrounding the conducting zone. This is about the leaf. These are the reference used for the module. Thank you, students.